Volume 4. Oh, we had one? Huh. I didn't know. I didn't realize we had one. Or technically, Austin had one. I know we did here in Rochester. Because that's where I saw the vocal alert, like I mentioned. It's a cool place, too. Ooh. Peppermill, I've heard of that. I think we were there a couple times. In Austin here. Oh my gosh! What? Oh my gosh! Okay. Well, I wonder if he's a doctor. Anyway, back to this. Settling down. And of course, I wonder if he knows Isaac. This is a clip I forgot to put in the last volume. That's the date change there. Hockey team, huh? Oh, Richard Hall. Mustangs? Huh. Right now, the Grizzlies. Not sure if it's the same thing. Mustangs, huh? Interesting, because not right. Mustangs. Interesting. Right now, the Grizzlies. And they play at the Civic Center, or not the Civic Center, Rec Center, up here. I've seen them practice before because back when I used to go 125 for exercise and stuff, you could get there. So I think you take this hallway here. If I remember right, you take that hallway, the pool's over here, and then you take this hallway, go into the basement, and then there are big pools right here. And then over here is where the hockey rinks are. Let's see. Well, here's the pool. Told you about that. About the live streams and stuff. Let's see if we can see a detector up there. I don't see one. It was years ago they had a fire alarm going off here. And one of the transmissions was this.
Good. We're seeing a pool seating area smoke. Is that what you guys are seeing? That's affirmative.
And you might know it's the buzzer. That's because the rec center has old AC vibratory horns with projectors. In fact, you saw that in my rec center video, elevator video. Oh, those are advances tied to 125. Is that an alarm? Might be. That. I was in here once because 125 members could use part of this if there's nothing going on. But if they have a big meet, they'll actually use that area, our warm water pool, for like warm-ups and stuff. I think I mentioned that before. But I've watched a lot of live streams from here. In fact, one of my fellow confirmation students, her son, who just graduated this year, or is going to. He was on the swim team, and he not performed, but competed here. Did very good. Let's see. Yeah. The camera's like right in here. Like right up there or something. Alright, back to present day. Back to present day. I've done that before. Fashion show. I don't think they even do that anymore. Heck, I don't even think they do any type of show anymore. The mall. And I remember, not really here, but in Austin, Oak Park Mall, I remember they have RV shows. You go into them and see a lot of Fire X Model A's, old 461s. Of course, nowadays with so many malls, including Apache, having all those kiosks in the center of the hallway, you can't do that anymore. Did I mention that? I think I did in my mall tour video or maybe one of the auction videos. Again, that's kind of that name's kind of taking it on a different meaning nowadays. Red Owl again. Speaking of that, I remember our old Austin one. I'm not sure if it was a smoke detector, a really rare one we've never seen, or something else, but it was on the ceiling. Here, let's see. It was rectangular like this. Not that thin though. Then all I remember is that it had vents like this. Curved vents divided into 3 sections, kind of like this. I think that one M-Heart, that later M-Heart one, M-Heart Quickset. I wondered maybe if it was like an alternate or later version of the electronic or the rectangular Guardian. Maybe. Or no, that'd be a completely different brand. But yeah, that's basically what it looked like. So I'm not sure if it was a really rare smoke we've never seen since then, or some other alarm. Maybe some sounder or something. Yeah. I remember when this was in the Apache Mall. Didn't talk about that. Yeah, I remember when it was there. It's changed quite a lot since then. I remember right, it was kind of in this area, like Love From Companies, Love From Minnesota, Riddle's Jewelry. I think it was in that area. Or maybe it was more in this area, Forever 21 Hollister. Never thought I'd mention those places. Yeah, I remember it. And then supposedly, no, not supposedly, we had it down here too. Oh, you can't see the building. Well, we had one downtown. The old style that had the upper and lower levels. Moscow Drug. I'm changing date range here. That's nothing relevant. Honor roll students. Let's see. This. Yeah. Either for my grade, so let's see. A lot of these, of course, I recognize. Now, his sister has the same name that would trigger that. In fact, that's the first time I ever heard that name. She was one from my confirmation class. In fact, if I remember right, when I visited her house, she had a 77R basic unit at the bottom of the stairs. That at that time didn't have its cover. Yeah, like I said, a lot of these I reckon. Now, I was just telling you a little bit ago when I was showing you the pool in the rec center. I mentioned that I had a confirmation friend whose son was in the swim team that placed really high and did really good. Well, that's her son. Now this part might be a little longer because when I'm looking at all these names, I think she was in our confirmation class too. Yeah, she was. And I think her too. And this would have been the class ahead of us, of course. Now, that's the first time I ever heard that name. Long before the movie. And there it is. That's his sister. Yep. And even though she wasn't in my confirmation class, she was part of our church, First United Methodist. All right, now that I'm done with that, I might try to look at other years too. 92, 93, and of course 94, which is when we would have graduated. Yeah, Shoe Carnival. I recognize that too. Remember it in the mall. Happy Chef, yeah. Well, I was like 14 here in school. Still one. Yeah, I remember him. I don't think I've ever met him personally, but I heard about him. The offers. Wait. What is that last name? Would that be my old staff's dad? It doesn't sound like it would be though. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it would be, but her little sister was in dance. I guess not her little sister now because she's married. But anyway, yeah, her sister was in dance. And one year they did dance to Thriller. And they were all dressed as zombies. And that night, I had a dream that I was fighting off the zombie horde with a P90. And there she was. And I had to do it right in the head. If you ever seen those TV shows and movies where someone has a nightmare and then they wake up and they just bolt up and sit up like that was me. Here is an example. So yeah, if you ever seen one of those movie or TV shows where someone has a nightmare and they wake up like that was literally me that night. Literally me. That dream scared me that much. Yeah, and I thought, because this would have been her dad. Or is, not would have been, that is her dad. So, that would be her grandpa, actually. It didn't sound right. You know, I viewed her post on Facebook and stuff. It didn't sound right. Anyway, moving on. Obviously, this was an election year. I remember that one too. I think she made it. Don't know why I recognize it. That would have been cool. Maybe we did go to that. Can't remember offhand. Yeah, I remember her. Saw her in a previous video clip, but I forgot to mention her. Rent and Save, I think I've heard of that. Windfall, that's another place. I remember, I think that was, well, that would have been there. Might have heard of it. I don't think we ever went there though. It was actually fun looking at these old papers and stuff, especially here in Austin. Or not here in Austin, but you know, in Austin, and the ones here in Rochester. Etsy Corners, that's a pretty cool place. Juicy chicken, yep. Again, very good chicken there. But then they went to this, just like a, not really a comedy place, but just sort of a venue, a concert venue. And I guess they had this DJ or rap duo or something. And that night, I heard a whole bunch of police sirens. So evidently, there was a gang shooting. You can't see the name of the places, sadly. Yeah, there's Stadimes. I mentioned that one. Windfall, yeah, I remember that one. Let me get into the... Ah, there it is. Again, I mentioned that in, I think, one of the main videos. I think it was volume 9. Now, like I said, I wonder if this person with this name had a ring. Yeah, that's what I always think of when I hear that game, the name of the game. And that store was closest to us, so that was our grocery store of choice. Because, as you know, it was right here. And we were down here. Yeah, that was the closest to us, so that was our grocery store of choice. Jeez. I definitely would have attended that, that's for sure. And I've heard a lot about them, like the Facebook groups. I remember that. Mall. Ooh, that was a good place. It was later called Jerry's other place. And this was so funny. I'm not sure if there's a video on it or not. But one time we were eating there and we heard this kind of like that. I just burst out laughing. Found out it's for their coffee maker, the Bud coffee makers. They're cleaning it out with a reamer or something.
What you doing, George? I'm reaming and cleaning.
Again, as always, say it with me. They had really good chicken there. Show you where it was. Right there. And that's really good too. I remember when we ate there, when you got dark meat, the thigh and the leg were connected. Yeah, I was talking about the Ellis fire. There's the IGA again. They were rebuilt. Originally had a Simplex 2001 system, 9806s and 19046. And it was interesting that the speaker system also beeped along with it, like every fifth beep of the alarm blast. Do I still have that file? I think I do. Some of you have heard it. But then when we went there for my niece's swim meet around 2015, 16 or so, they got an upgrade in boring spectral advances. Anyway, yeah. Here's the sound file if I have it. This would have been the perspective. One of the classrooms I was at, I'd gotten recording from. And like down the hallway was graphics room. Graphics. Sadly, the tape got eaten. Hear that? Mom's making fried chicken. So I keep talking about fried chicken, and I'm gonna have some here pretty soon. And I'll show you a picture too. So be ready. And we're done with that one. Yeah, heard of that. A couple of people that went there. I know of. And they won today. Walk off against the, not the Chiefs, but Royals. Wow. What was that? 88. That was a long time ago. Demolition derbies. Uh-oh. Fire she blows! Yeah, it's been a long time since they've done some big name acts like this. Nowadays, it's just like demolition derbies and tractor pulls and stuff like that. There it is again. Like I said, it was a good store. Got a lot of our groceries there. Once in a while we go to Hy-Vee. What is this? Take and Bake. Never heard of that. I think that would have been around. 811 Open West at West. That's 807, like I said. Maybe it was around here. But I know this place has really good chicken too. Keep mentioning chicken. They're right there. Or wait, 811. What? No, I think that still would have been.
There's 2 yummy pieces of chicken.
Like maybe it would have been in that place. Does that be 811? Yeah, like I said though, that's where it is now. Anyway. Oh. I guess he gets golf club too then. I was a science teacher. Yeah, we'll go through different high school things. Dang, too bad that that's so blurred. Or not blurred, but just faded. Going back to the high school stuff here. This is our newspaper. And that was our yearbook. And I still have them. I have all 4 of them. 91, 2, 3, and 4. 91, 2, 3, and 4. Well, actually, I'll just show you tomorrow because it's getting dark. That was the old school, literally. I think I mentioned it had a really, really old Gamewell system. And it had, what do you might know, too, after it got remodeled in 93 and 94, they had these. Both wall mount and ceiling mount. But now it's been remodeled and it's got advances. But anyway, it had these. The old one had these. Except it was the single projector version, not the dual. And I think there was one like that in one of the old gyms too. It might have been the Edwards one with the horn, or that projector. Let's continue with this. New staff, huh? Let's see. I recognize a couple of these. Especially that. Especially her. She taught biology. And there he is again. And I had her too. Yeah, there she is, right there. I still remember her perfume that she'd wear every day. Obviously, I'm not sure what brand it was. In the cafeteria, they had in this little booth, they had a Sears box fan. Not box fan, oscillating fan. So I'd like to get one sometime. Maybe for a little better condition. The wider that is. Base. We've done that with my patience and fortitude. Oh, there we go. Before we went to high tension, I think they were still like this when I graduated. And that's it. And that's it for this. So thanks for watching.